Good morning, everyone.
Since we were doing the chapter acid, base and salts. Now let's recall what we have studied so far. We have already divided the chapter in two parts: acid, bases and salts. So what are acids? Acids are those chemicals which make your substance sour, and bases those chemicals which make your substance bitter. This is a classical definition we have already studied. And how will you going to identify between the acid and base? By the substance called indicator. Indicator help us in identification of acid and bases. And we know that the acids and indicators are three types. Natural indicators, artificial indicators and olfactory indicators. Now the physical properties of acid and base. The acids are sour in taste and bases are bitter in taste. Definition of the acid given by the Arrhenius is: when the acid dissolves in the water, it releases H plus ions, and whereas bases, when dissolved in the water, it releases hydroxide ion. Acids turn blue litmus red and bases turn red litmus blue. They both conduct electricity but in the solution. They both are corrosive and they are soluble in water. Bases mostly are insoluble in water. There are only some bases which are soluble in water. They are known as alkali. So this is all about the physical properties of acid and bases. Now we are starting with the next topic of this chapter.
So our today's topic is chemical properties of acids and bases. Now in this we are going to start with how acids and bases reacts with the metal. Student, have you ever seen that sometimes accidentally we spill the lemon juice on the surface? It leaves a stains. This happens because a lemon juice is acidic in nature and reacts with the surface. So now let us see what reaction occurs when the acid will come in contact to the metal.
For this, we will take zinc granules, dilute hydrochloric acid, dilute sulfuric acid and a mastic. It is very important to note down that we will take the dilute hydrochloric acid and dilute sulfuric acid, not the concentrated acid. Why this is so? Students, we will going to answer this question in the next chapter. So we will going to add the zinc granules in both acid, dilute hydrochloric and dilute sulfuric acid. We can observe that the zinc is reacting with the acid and some bubbles are coming out of it. Now we will see what gas has been formed, and for this we bring a lightened mastic near to the mouth of the beaker. Now what happens? It creates a popping sound like this way. Creates a popping sound which indicates the presence of hydrogen gas.
Let's have a look to the chemical equation involving that the zinc when reacts with the hydrochloric acid. So what happens? Zinc being more reactive than the hydrogen. Students, do you remember that reactivity series? Yes, a series where the elements are being placed in the decreasing order of their reaction. Higher the element in the list, more reactive it will be. So we can see that the zinc comes above the hydrogen. So zinc replaces the hydrogen or displaces the hydrogens and forms the zinc chloride, and hydrogen gas is separated out or it will be evolved. So, and this results into the formation of zinc chloride and hydrogen gas, and zinc chloride is an salt and hydrogen gas is being. So the complete reaction would be when zinc reacts with the hydrochloric acid, it results into zinc chloride and hydrogen gas is being evolved. One more thing, students, here the heat is also being involved. So this is the displacement reaction, as the zinc is displacing the hydrogen, as well as it is an exothermic reaction as well. We'll see the other examples as well, like potassium when react with the sulfuric acid. So now we will going to see the chart, the reactivity series. Here the potassium is more reactive than the hydrogen. So what will happen? The potassium will displace the hydrogen, and forms a potassium sulfate, and hydrogen gas is being evolved. Similarly, we can see that when magnesium reacts with the hydrochloric acid. Now magnesium being more reactive than the hydrogen, displaces the hydrogen and forms the magnesium chloride and hydrogen gas. These both are the salts. So when acid reacts with the metals, they form the salt and the hydrogen gas is being released. And we have just seen the test of the hydrogen gas mastic or a burner near to the mouth of a test tube. It creates a popping sound. This indicates the presence of the hydrogen gas. Now students, what about the bases? Do bases react with the metals? No. Generally bases do not react with the metals, but there are certain exceptions, like there are certain metals which reacts with the bases. Examples are aluminium, zinc, lead, beryllium. These are the metals which reacts with the bases. So like sodium hydroxide, when we go with the reaction, like sodium hydroxide and aluminium form sodium aluminate and hydrogen gas has been evolved. Again, this sodium aluminate is an salt. Similarly, when zinc reacts with the sodium hydroxide, it forms sodium zincate and hydrogen gas has been released. So students, we have seen in both the cases, in acid and base, when metals reacts with that, they forms the salt and hydrogen gas has been evolved. So now Sumi, have you ever feel acidity problem? So what you have done? Yes, you have taken your Digene or Eno, for to get a sudden relief. Do you know what kind of medicine these are? Yes, they are antacids. They mainly contains the base. When you have an acidity, students, the excess of the acid form in your stomach cause uneasiness. And when you take this antacids or mild base, they cancel the effect of each other. That's why you get a relief. Now let's have a look how this happens. So students, we are going to see what exactly happens in our stomach. When we eat some spicy food, due to that the HCl secretion increases and causes the acidity. And during that situation, we used to take antacids. So now we will going to see our stomach, how it works in our stomach. So here I have taken an acid, I have taken a vinegar. So, and this is an antacid, that is milk of magnesium. That is magnesium hydroxide. Now we will be going to see what exactly happened in our stomach. For this, first of all, I am going to add a universal indicator in the vinegar. I have taken a red cabbage juice. It gives a red color in the acid and gives a bluish or blue or green color in the base, and the neutral will be the purple. So we will going to see what exactly happened when there is an acidity in your stomach, and then we drop wise I am going to add the base into the acid. Now we have seen that it become much lighter, means the milk of magnesium and base has cancelled the effect of this acid, but not completely right now. Now we can see that the
base has completely neutralized the effect of the, completely cancelled the effect of this acid, and we get this purple color, which is a neutral color of this red cabbage. This exactly happens in our stomach when you have an acidity. Immediately you take this antacids or a milk of magnesia or any base. What happened? This base cancel the effect of this acid.
Now we are going to understand this concept through a chemical equation. So, how the acid reacts with the base. Let's take one example. Like HCl, a very easy one. The HCl when reacts with the sodium hydroxide. Now what happened? When HCl we have taken in the aqueous form, that means we have dissolved in the water. When HCl dissolved in the water, it splits into the ions which we have already studied, H plus and chloride ions. And sodium hydroxide when dissolved in the water, this splits into the ions, that sodium ion and hydroxide ion. Now what happens, students? Now there will be an exchange of ions take place. The sodium ion will goes to the chloride ion and H plus goes to the hydroxide ion. Now the result will be that NaCl then forms and H and OH combines to form the water. So it results in the formation of salt and water. So students, when acid reacts with the base, it's always result in the formation of salt and water. Sodium chloride is a salt and H2 is a water. Now we have said there is an exchange of ions take place. So the type of the reaction, it would be the double displacement. Yes, when the acid reacts with the base, the type of the reaction it is double displacement, because there is an exchange of ions take place, and it always results in the salt and water. So there is a formation of salt and water. And one more thing, students, when acid reacts with the base, they cancel out the effect of each other, which act and result in the neutral products. That's why this reaction is called neutralization reaction. That's why we call it neutralization reaction. We can see more other examples of neutralization reaction. Magnesium hydroxide when reacts with the sulfuric acid. Now magnesium ion will goes to the sulfate ion and forms the salt magnesium sulfate, water. Similarly, zinc hydroxide when reacts with the sulfuric acid, it forms zinc sulfate and water. Zinc ion goes to the sulfate ion, forms the zinc sulfate. Similarly, acetic acid when reacts with the calcium hydroxide, the calcium ions goes to the acetate ion, forms the calcium acetate, and water is being formed. Magnesium hydroxide when reacts with the hydrochloric acid form magnesium chloride and water. Now students, a problem for you, a reaction which we have just shown you. You have to complete this reaction. The acetic acid, that is the vinegar, when react with the magnesium hydroxide, which we know that milk of magnesium. So what products will be formed? So in general, what we have concluded, when acid reacts with the base, it's always result in the formation of salt and water. Whenever the acid reacts with the base or base reacts with the acid, it results in salt and water. Now you're going to switch to the next property.
The next property we will see how acid and base reacts with metallic oxide and non-metallic oxides. Now we will going to see how metal oxides reacts with the acids. Now we will going to react the metal oxide with the acid. Here we are in the petri dish. We have taken a black color substance, that is copper oxide, and here we have taken a hydrochloric acid. Now we are going to add hydrochloric acid in a copper oxide. Now we will going to see what is going to be happening. You can see that a green color substance has been formed. That means a reaction has occurred in which the copper copper oxide when react with the hydrochloric acid form a green color substance which is actually called as copper chloride. Now we'll be going to find out the chemistry behind this reaction. Now we will going to see how the copper oxide reacts with the hydrochloric acid. As we know, the hydrochloric acid is in the aqueous state. So as soon as it dissolves into the water, it immediately splits into the ions. Now what happens to the copper oxide? Copper oxide when come in contact with the water, again copper oxide also split into the ions. Copper ion and oxide ion. Whereas oxide ion combined with the water form hydroxide ions. Now there is an exchange of ions take place. Copper oxide will go to the chloride ion, and whereas hydroxide combines with the hydrogen ions. So the result product will be the copper chloride and the water. This forms a salt and a green color substance, that is a copper chloride, and water will be formed. So now we will able to see that when hydrochloric acid is reacting with the copper oxide, they result in the salt and water. And in just previously we have studied when acid reacts with the base, then only it results in the salt and water. So here the acid is reacting with the copper oxide, and again it is resulting in the salt and water. So can you guess what will be the nature of the copper oxide? Yes, the copper oxides or the other metal oxides, usually they are basic in nature, so or they behave like a base. Now as they are basic and they are reacting with the acid, again they form salt and water. So this is also one of the neutralization reactions. Now we will be going to see some more examples of metal oxide when reacts with the hydrochloric acid. Here the calcium oxide is reacting with the hydrochloric acid, giving calcium chloride and water. Sodium oxide reacting with the HCl, giving sodium chloride and water. Aluminium oxide reacting with the hydrochloric acid form the aluminium chloride and water.
So this is all about the how acid reacts with the metal oxides. What about the base? Base generally again do not react with the metal oxides, but there are some exceptions like lead oxide, aluminium oxide, zinc oxide. The bases do react with them, and the reaction we will going to study in the next chapter. Now, but bases reacts with the non-metal oxides.
Now sodium hydroxide, that is a base, when react with the carbon dioxide, that is non-metallic oxide, result in the formation of sodium carbonate and water. Sodium carbonate is an salt and water.
When the bases react with the acid, form the salt and water. So what will be the nature of this carbon dioxide? Yes, students, the non-metallic oxides are generally acidic in nature. They behave like acids. So we can see the other examples as well. Now what about the acids? Do acids react with the non-metallic oxides? No. We have just now studied that most of the non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. So acidic substance do not react with the acidic substance. So the acids do not react with the non-metallic oxides. Now we will going to switch to the fourth property of the acid and base, that is how they react with the metal carbonates and bicarbonates. Before to start, now let's going to see what will happen.
Now we are going to see how the acid reacts with the sodium metal carbonate. We have a vinegar which has an acid present over here, that is acetic acid, and this is baking soda which is sodium bicarbonate. We will going to see how they are going to react. I have taken a vinegar in this. Now I am going to add the baking soda. You can hear the fizzy sound and the bubbles are coming out of here. we can see that the bubbles and the gas is involving. Now we want to know which gas there is in. So we will going to check it by lighting the matchstick over here. Oh, it immediately extinguished. We immediately see that it extinguished the matchsticks. That means the gas is going to evolve is carbon dioxide.
Now let's see from the chemical equation at what has happened. We have taken a baking soda, that is sodium bicarbonate, added in the hydrochloric acids. Now when sodium bicarbonate come in contact with the water, again it splits into ions, sodium ions and bicarbonate ions. Then HCl also, when we have taken in the water, splits into H plus and chloride ion. Again there is an exchange of ions take place. Sodium ion goes with the chloride ion and H goes to the H ions, hydrogen ions goes to the bicarbonate ions. Now sodium ions when goes to the chloride ion forms the sodium chloride, and hydrogen ions when goes to the bicarbonate forms the carbonic acid. But carbonic acid are unstable. It immediately breaks down into carbon dioxide and water. So the result products, the byproducts will be sodium chloride, water and carbon dioxide, which we have seen there is a fizzy sound is appeared. That is because of the carbon dioxides, and immediately the brisk effervescence appears. And that's why when the acid reacts with the sodium carbonates or metal carbonates, again sodium carbonates when come in contact with the water, it will splits into ions, and HCl also splits into ions. Now there is an exchange of ions take place. Sodium ion will go to the chloride, that is it forms a sodium chloride. H ions will goes to hydrogen ions will goes to the carbonate ions, forms the carbonic acid, which splits into water and carbon dioxide. This all in the acid also, when it reacts with the either it reacts with the metal carbonates or bicarbonate, it always forms salt, water, and there is a release of carbon dioxide with the fizz sound, and there is a brisk effervescence appears. So we can see some more examples of such. We can take the example calcium carbonate when we react with the hydrochloric acid. Again, calcium and carbonate ions will split, and H plus and chloride ions in the HCl going to be split out. Now there is an exchange of ions. Calcium which goes to the chloride ion forms the calcium chloride, and hydrogen ions forms the hydrogen it goes to the carbonate ion form carbonic acid, which splits into the water and carbon dioxide. Now further, can you write the reaction for this? Here we have seen that there is a brisk effervescence appears, that is because of the carbon dioxide gas has been evolved. So how will we going to test that this is in carbon dioxide? That we have already seen that if you bring any burning matchstick in front of the gas, it extinguished it immediately, as the carbon dioxide acts as an extinguisher. But chemically, if we want to test the carbon dioxide, we have chemically the presence of carbon dioxide. Then what we used to do, we pass the carbon dioxide to lime water. Lime water is calcium hydroxide, and it will turn immediately into a turbid solution or milky solution. So now we will see what reaction actually happens when carbon dioxide reacts with the lime water, that is calcium hydroxide. It forms an insoluble substance, that is calcium carbonate. That's why the solution appears to be milky or turbid. But one more thing, students, if you pass excess of carbon dioxide over there in this solution, then it will result into the calcium bicarbonate or calcium hydrogen carbonate, and this compound is completely soluble in the water. So immediately the milkiness will disappear. the milkiness will this appear. This is a test of carbon dioxide, chemical test of carbon dioxide. Now what about the bases? Do bases also react with the metal carbonates or bicarbonates? We just have a look.
Now we will going to see how bases reacts with the sodium bicarbonate. Here I have taken a milk of magnesia, that is magnesium hydroxide. Now I am going to add the baking soda, that is sodium bicarbonate, in a base. We will see there is no reaction is occurring. There is no effect, no bubbles, nothing has happened. That means the base do not react with the metal carbonates or metal bicarbonates.
So what we have find that the bases when reacts with the metal carbonates or bicarbonate, there is no reaction occur. That means the bases do not react with the metal carbonates or bicarbonates. So this is a chemical difference between the acid and the bases. If you want to check whether the substance is acidic or basic chemically, that you can use that. You can put a pinch of metal carbonate or bicarbonate in the acid. If there is a brisk effervescence appears, that means that substance will be acidic. Though no reaction occurs, that substance will be the basis.
Last, we will going to summarize what we have studied. Now we are going to compare the chemical properties of acid and bases. First property we have studied, the reaction of acid and base with the metals. They both result in the salt and hydrogen gas.
Now, second property, we are going to study that metals, acid when reacts with the metal oxides, they form salt and water. And bases usually don't react with the metal oxide. They are only the bases react with a few metallic oxides. Then we have studied metals do not react with non-metal oxide, whereas bases do react with the non-metallic oxide to form salt and water. Last, we have studied the acid when reacts with metal carbonate or bicarbonate, it releases carbon dioxide gas, whereas bases do not react with the metal carbonates or bicarbonates.